Bonjour, and my name's Nick, and welcome to this 2-week roundup where we have a look at the games we reviewed in the last 2-week period and try and put them in some sort of order, which is pretty difficult, and then you either agree or disagree or write your comments below. Hopefully anyway. So we've taken a bit of a change the last few times we've done this and doing a bit of a world tour, visiting different countries. Bet you can't guess which country we're at this time. Yeah, we're in Blackpool. No, it's the Eiffel Tower. So yes, we're in France with a population of 66 million. The capital, of course, is Paris, and a rather stonking national anthem, La Marseillaise. Ba-bum ba-bum bum 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 ba-bum 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 bum bum ba-bum bum ba-bum. Fantastic. So I've researched this country really well. The Prime Minister is Jean-Luc Picard. Yeah, and at school, French was our primary foreign language to learn, and I've only can remember a little bit of it, and that's Je m'appelle Christophe and Où est le stylo. So if I'm ever in France and I want to give a false name and I've lost my pen, I'm in luck. Well done, school. That done, yeah, they did great. They blooming lied to you at school. I remember maths, where you did maths and you weren't allowed to use a calculator. And who does maths without a calculator in the real world? Extremely odd. So, yeah, Eiffel Tower, I'm sure you know, was started in 1887. I have remembered this, honest. And it finished in 1889 and was named after the engineer Gustave Eiffel. Brilliant. I think we should do the roundup now, shouldn't we?
3, 2, 1, go!
We've moved to a rather splendid Palace of Versailles where a lot of important stuff went down. It was opened in 1682 and one of those King Louis reside here, I believe. Now, before we do the 6 games in order, let's have a quick look at the Pinball Arcade that we've been gradually going through Season 2. First table we looked at was Champion Pub. Rather splendid table, this one, based on a boxing ring inside a pub. Yes. Well, the idea is you have to defeat a number of boxers by getting balls down ramps at a certain time and then knocking them out by hitting them with the ball. A really interesting subject matter, this one. I really enjoyed reviewing this table. That's the Champion Pub. Dan Under and various other fighters, but I think I beat one of them, but not all of them. And the second one we looked at was Whirlwind, another good table, rather unusual. Has 3 spinning discs in the centre which are magnetised, so the ball takes a very odd path when going over those, but only when there's a storm coming, and the game announces when that storm is coming to give you a bit of a chance. That storm coming and storm over. So those are the 2 we looked at, Champion Pub and Whirlwind. We'll be coming up to others throughout that series. I think the next one's up, a Flight 2000 and the rather unusual Going Nuts. So look out for those 2 in the coming couple of weeks. So let's get started then. Notre Dame, constructed in 1163 and opened in 1345. So there's a bit of a long build, that one. Now it's the home of the Hunchback. Yeah. So in 6th place this week on the Commodore Amiga was an arcade conversion called NARC. This was published by Ocean in 1990. It's lacking quite a lot. I mean, I am led to believe that the arcade game was something special. Quite a lot of sound come from it. The Amiga conversion is quite poor, it's quite boring, but it's a 2D scrolling fighter. You control, well, it's 1 or 2 players. You control a man called Max Force. It's a bit dodgy. But basically, you must shoot people walking down the street. You're attacked by far too many dogs, and by collecting a key card at certain elements, you can put that in a data terminal and open a door at the end of the stage. Stages go on a bit too long, it's very repetitive gameplay, There's not much to like there. I mean, I've seen worse, so it's not dire, but it's just not very imaginative. And with the other choices you've got available, I can't see any reason to come back to it. In other weeks it probably wouldn't have come sixth, because the music's okay, I suppose, and it animates okay. It's just rather uninspiring. And in fifth place, I don't really like putting this one in fifth place, because in my mind I should have put it it deserved to be a lot higher, but it's got a basic flaw. It was IRONMAN STEWART'S Super Off-Road, so rather a long name, on the ZX Spectrum 48K. Published by Virgin in 1990, it's an arcade conversion. Now, I already reviewed this on the Commodore Amiga. It was one of the very few first games I actually reviewed, and it was great fun. Multiple tracks, an evolution from Super Sprint. It's not complete top-down, it's better an isometric top-down racing game. It's a great racing engine in this game. The tracks are represented quite well, but the major flaw in my mind that stops this being great, could have been in the top 1 or 2 this time round, is all the cars are the same colour, so they're all yellow. So this isn't a problem in the early races where you're much the quicker and you can see your car miles in the lead, but when it gets a bit close, 4 yellow cars on a yellow background, it's quite easy to lose track of what car's yours, especially if you hit nitro and get a boost, or crash into something and rebound backwards past 2 other cars. You just don't know who you are. I mean, other people might not have this problem, because there's a very small rectangle above the player's car, which is hardly noticeable in my opinion. But other people might not have such a problem, but for me, it really let it down, which is a shame, because it plays really well and it should be a great game. So that's what leaves it languishing in 5th place. And in 4th place, another game that maybe should have come a bit higher. Maybe I'm being a bit harsh on it. It's on the PlayStation 1, Tiger Woods Golf PGA Tour 2000 by Electronic Arts in the year 2000. Tie-in license, of course, to the golfer Tiger Woods, who's had a fantastic career, and there was a point where one of these games was released every year. I don't know how much of an improvement this was over the previous game, but it's all rather bland. It represents golf quite well. There's a number of different modes, tournament mode as well, but yeah, I mean, I had a bit of fun with it in the review, but going back to it, I don't think I want to. I mean, the only reason why I had fun of it is because I was so bad and knocked it into, well, the rough, and then some sort of path, and then the woods, and I was all over the place. So it's probably a lot more fun if there's 2 human people there or more playing it, but it just lacked a certain something for me. Sounds are okay. The character himself, Tiger Woods, looked like a bit of clip art. But it was an easy game to get the hang of. I say that, and I said I was terrible, but it's a fairly basic control mechanism. If you put in the effort, you could get quite good. A number of real-life courses represented there, but for my mind, it could have been a little bit better. So, and for the year it came out 2000 as well, so that marks it down. So 6th place, NARC. 5th, IRONMAN STEWART'S Super Off-Road, and in 4th, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 2000.
Troisième tour.
And we've moved to the location of Chamonix, again in France. There's so many cool locations in France, I couldn't possibly show you all of them, so I just had to show you a mixture. I could have gone to the Louvre, the Arc de Triomphe, and a number of other places, but we're going to this ski resort. Chamonix, popular with alpine skiers. It's a part of the Alps, of course. Chamonix, situated on the base of Mont Blanc. Hooray! So, what's in the top 3 this time round? In 3rd place, now people are struggle to see why I put this in 3rd above Tiger Woods, NARC and so forth. But the year it came out, it's a classic. It's Mrs. MOPP on the ZX Spectrum 48K by Computer Solve in 1984. So one of my favourite gaming eras, so I'm always biased towards that if you notice when I put these in order. A fairly basic game looking back at it at modern years, but quite innovative. I'm not sure who would have bought it, because the idea is you control Mrs. MOPP, and she must tidy up all the obstacles, cups and laundry in a certain room without getting exhausted or getting blocked in. And by the time you clear it all up on one level, then you go to the next level, and there's multiple things to collect or tidy up. Someone said it would probably translate as a good game on a mobile phone, and they're probably right, I can see that. But basic as it is, I do like the gameplay. Mrs. MOPP glides around the room there. It's fairly novel and brings back more warm memories of ZX Spectrum days. Very basic programming, but what it sets out to do, it does really well. It's not pretending to be anything else, but as I say, I don't know who would have bought it, because when you buy a computer game, you want a sense of escapism, whether you want to be a fighter pilot, an astronaut, deep sea diver, or some strange knight fighting in some weird land. Who wants to be a cleaner? I don't know, and that makes me laugh even more. In second place, this time around, a game a lot better than NARC. On the Commodore Amiga, that's why I mentioned NARC again. It's Shadow Dancer by US Gold in 1991. Now, US Gold, you have to be a bit wary of them, because some of their conversions are bloody awful. But this one isn't too bad, Shadow Dancer. It's a 2D scroller. You play the role of a ninja and his trusty dog, who is a bit of a weird jumper, to say the least. One annoying bit about this game is one bullet and then you're dead. So it's a bit of a trial and error, this one. I had a cheat mode on, as per always. Come on, it is me. Graphics are good, scrolls really well, but you're a ninja fighting terrorists in a city. You got to free everyone. It's quite funny. The levels are quite varied. Again, it looks pretty basic looking back at it on modern day eyes, but it plays quite well, and that's a strong influence in when I order these things. Shadow Dancer. In first place, maybe not surprisingly to people who know me, but I'm always a sucker for these sort of games. Things like a Wipeout and a Roll Cage on the PlayStation. I just love these futuristic racers. So in first place this time on the Game Boy Advance was F-Zero GP Legend by Nintendo in 2004. It's a sequel to F-Zero Velocity. Complaints were made on that game that it was a bit difficult to learn first of all, a bit of a steep learning curve, but F-Zero GP Legend has addressed that really well. It's quite easy to get into. Different leagues, I did the Beginners League in the review, but the good thing about this game is it moves so fast for a handheld game. Really impressed with this one. A Wipeout clone on the go. You can cut corners, collect weapons, do jumps. The courses are varied. There's ovals, mist, volcanic lava, space age, but a really good one. I mean, if you've got a Game Boy Advance and get hold of this cartridge, or even do it with emulation, I recommend it. But get the real life cartridge if you can, because playing on the real life software is always better. Gives you that 100% gaming experience. I think I might go for a ski later on. I've got no skis. Maybe I can use table tennis bats.
Vous avez gagné la course!
There we go, that was the top 6. Just to confirm, in third place was Mrs. MOPP on the ZX Spectrum, second place Shadow Dancer on the Commodore Amiga, and first place F-Zero GP Legend on the Game Boy Advance. Hope you like our French theme here, Vive la France, and the Marseillais, bo 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 bo. See, you learned quite a lot there, didn't you? Maybe. Not sure about the Jean-Luc Picard thing. You might want to check that. Well, thanks for watching the videos as always. Those people that have commented on every video, or even just some videos, I love you. So until next time, we'll keep things going. I don't know what country we'll be at next, but take care. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.